I just got laid off from Meta, aka Facebook. How did we get here? Let's jump into it. So, if you've been paying attention to the news, you've noticed that Meta stock has tanked upwards of 70% this year. 70%, that's hundreds of billions of dollars of market cap completely gone. Why is this happening? A few reasons. Macroeconomic downturns. A lot of people during COVID saw a lot of increased ad spend, got really excited, said this is going to keep going indefinitely, and made investments that ultimately were not going to pan out, as we've seen in these recent months, with the economy taking a little bit of a downturn. What else? Mark's ambitious bet. Mark is making the biggest bet of any large tech company in regards to the metaverse, investing tens of billions of dollars every quarter in trying to get this digital universe and this hardware off the ground. These two tied together are a recipe for a lot of unhappy investors, hence the stock price tanking so aggressively. Now, how did all of this go down? Well, look, we actually didn't hear anything from anyone. The first news that I heard was from a coworker in a group chat posting a thread from Fortune. Now, I vigorously did some scanning of this article and realized that the source it was referencing was a Wall Street Journal article. I read through that, and the only point of information they had clued off of was from an internal source. Now, this could be anything. This could be total malarkey. It could be a rumor. This was yesterday morning, Tuesday, November 8th. Later that day, as the threads are coming through, the messages are coming through, we're all trying to discuss, is this going to impact us? We had a team meeting and decided that since we had heard absolutely nothing, our org would not be affected, as working in supply chain was a pivotal aspect and a core business of Meta. Well, clearly we were wrong. Our managers didn't know, no one knew anything. So we finished out the rest of the day as if it was a normal day, not knowing what would come in store tomorrow. This morning, I woke up to a text from my phone saying there's an internal piece of information notification for you. This is the first time any sort of notification had come through in this manner. My phone was inside the system for any sort of what we call SEVs, which basically means for business blocking bugs or issues with our code base that need to be alleviated immediately. But this was outside of that context. And so instantly I knew something was up and had the inclination that it was indeed my laying off. And it turns out it was. Opened my email, opened my laptop. Everything was logged out except for my email tab. Got the email from Mark explaining how this is an unprecedented time in the company and he's taking full responsibility for it, which personally I commend. I personally have a good and positive outlook for Mark. I know there is a lot of controversial information that has been floated out in regards to Meta in the past, but I truly look to him as someone who genuinely means well for humanity, and I don't say that lightly. I think he has very good things in mind for the future. How can you argue against wanting to bring people closer together? That's been his driving motivator since day one. It's difficult to find any sort of flaw with this argument, as if there is such thing as objective good, I think bringing people closer together is pretty dang close to that. Now, of course, you can maybe argue some people aren't good fits together or what have you, but if you want to be close with other people and he's building a bridge to get you closer to the people you want to be closer to, and ultimately I think that is a very altruistic goal for a company of that size, where often profits can supersede desires to provide any real world tangible benefit for consumers. So regardless of the fact that I no longer am employed by Mark, I still commend him and his work and his ambitious goals and chutzpah to lead the company forward, and I wish him well. I also want to take a moment to explain a philosophy that I think on a day like today serves as a North Star, a guiding light for myself, and I'm quite confident for many other people who may be in a similar situation where there is some news, unexpected news, that from a knee-jerk reaction is bad. There's so many things in life that happen to us that are unexpected, but what I found is when you can lean into these events that are so and so bad, first of all, we get to choose whether or not they're bad. I got laid off a couple times before and ultimately ended up still getting a job at a very large tech company, and that's fantastic. That's like a dream job. So just because something isn't, going your way in the short term, I've learned that you're not going to be able to figure out how this plays into your life. You have to look backwards. It's the age-old wisdom that has been said over and over, and should be continued to say over and over as these things happen in our life that we think immediately, oh no, like what's going to happen, like all the uncertainty that we focus on. Just give it a year, give it 2 years, give it 5 years, give it 10 years. You'll see that moments like these in your lives are a key element to get you where you will end up going, and that life will work out absolutely. So thanks for tuning in. Thanks for hearing what I had to say. If you have any other comments or questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below. And I wish you well. Take care.